control, whether it's through abusive relationships or just people feeling neglected, and, you know, there having to be what I've understood about alcoholism and addiction now is that it's basically the human instinct has gone astray. And, you know, our instinct being the one that human beings want to feel good. That's what we're all seeking, you know, in this life. That, you know, we're in this physical world and we want to feel happy. We want to feel accepted and we want to feel good. And when something is out of sorts in your, you know, in your daily life where you're not feeling happy and you don't have what I've come to know is a strong spiritual foundation, you know, where you feel connected, you know that you're connected and that you feel loved and accepted, that, you know, people seek out other ways to feel good, to feel okay, and to feel, you know, comforted. And that was my story. I was different as a kid. And my mom was, you know, a good mom, but she was working hard and dealing with my father. And, you know, it was just one of those things where I ended up having to take care of my brother. And, you know, I had too much responsibility and too much freedom for a young girl. And I learned how to cope with all of those pressures by eventually, you know, as a young adult, I found alcohol and drugs. And, you know, I grew up in the 80s, so, you know, it was pretty prevalent back then. And it's probably just as prevalent now. I'm just not in that scene anymore. But, you know, if it wasn't for the prayers of people that had gone before me and the people that I had once reached out for, I don't believe that I would have made it this far. But I have to believe at some level that, you know, finding my way into recovery was certainly my destiny. You know, I guess I could have chosen either way. And I've always known that my message, that my purpose was to bring inspiration and hope to other people. So,
exactly.
You know, the thing is I couldn't deny it anymore. And in recovery, I got a chance to learn how to do that.
Exactly.
Really where it started for me.
Sharing your story is braveness, and it's courageous. Sharing the truth of your story. And that's what is going to teach other people. To teach other people how to come out from the bottom of the barrel and to be successful and to cling to hopes and to inspirations. So what makes you now a fearless leader?
Well, I don't know that there's such a thing as being a fearless leader. And I think the difference is that I am now aware that fear is just an indicator of me doing something new and being challenged. And, you know, when I'm very, very clear about why I'm doing something, I can feel whatever fear is happening, and then I still find a way to carry through. So leadership for me is about feeling that fear and being able to move forward through it and know that the reason for whatever it is that I'm trying to lead people through is much, much bigger than the temporary fears. I mean, to say that I have no fear would be untrue. I think that if I had no fear, I wouldn't be growing, and I wouldn't be expanding, and I wouldn't be learning something new.
Exactly.
What to understand is that fear is really my friend, and I can recognize it and say, I you know, sometimes it's there to protect me, and sometimes it's there to just let me know that it's time to find out what your faith is made of.
Exactly. Every day we face fear, and every day we try to overcome fear and replace it with hope and happiness. That's exactly it. So, what powerful strategy do you use to break down barriers in order to open doors of opportunities? Did you have any strategy that helped you bring out?
That's the thing I think that led me into addiction, is that as a child, I hadn't really been given a lot of direction in terms of how to face the normal fears of being a young adult and growing up. So I learned how to cope the only way I could by, being intoxicated or numbing out those things and, pretending that I was having fun and having, party time. But deep down, the party time got less and less, and the sadness and isolation became more and more. So I didn't have any strategies. And being in recovery, through 12-step fellowship and a relationship with God and, other people that had been sober before, they
Yes.
showed me different things that we do. And I think that the most important thing is to learn how to be really, really honest about your feelings and to be able to have the courage to say what you might feel is unthinkable. And like you said at the beginning of this, when we first started chatting tonight, that it's that kind of courage that people are looking for to inspire them.
Exactly.
And that's definitely a strategy. So since then, I've learned many different ways to, break through fear and take something on, in terms of I can meditate, or I can just reach out and ask a friend, to help me to get through this fear. And like I said, I like to remember why I want to do what I want to do.